Let's look at these last place teams here, Buck. I want to go through and just have a little draft here. So you have the teams that finished last place. I'll refresh you here. You got the Jets, the Ravens, the Jags, the Broncos, the Giants, the Lions, the Panthers, the Seahawks. I thought we'd go through, have a little draft here, the best of the worst, kind of who we think takes this next step going forward. I guess I know who the first pick is, no matter who's getting. I'm gonna give it to you, but I know who the first pick is. This is easy.
You know who that is?
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the Ravens. I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Of course, yes.
I'm gonna take the Ravens. I mean, they're sitting right there asking to be taken. I'm gonna take him. Lamar Jackson comes back, but man, you can look and see that he is a bigger presence. He's really done a good job of taking care of his body. Greg Roman's talking about how they're throwing the ball. Now, everyone is very optimistic on their offense and their best players this time of year, but based on the reports and what you're hearing from those inside the building, he's coming on. If he plays well, the offense is going to play well. But the fact that they're really kind of getting it going in the passing game, to me, that speaks volumes for how this offense can change. Because if they can become an explosive offense from an aerial attack standpoint to go with the running game that is always kind of rock solid, that's when it becomes problematic for defensive coordinators.
Yeah, I don't even want to expound on that. That's easy. I'm going to go my first pick. I'm going to go with the Broncos, a team that Bucky Brooks is always trashing on. He's not a believer in Russell Wilson. He thinks he stinks. He doesn't think the roster's very good. I mean, I've heard, but Bucky's been talking about this all summer. I'm not in that camp. I think this roster is really talented. I think they've got backs, they've got receivers. Now you drop Russell Wilson in there. Defensively, they've got dudes, they've got corners, they've got rushers. I'm going to take the Broncos. It's a killer division, but 7-10 last year. I think they look to flip that this year. So I got Denver with my first pick. I know we're crunched on time here, Buck. So keep it rolling here. Who do you got next?
Well, I need to see my list of contenders. My list of contenders after that. Who are the viable?
Oh, we've got left on the board. We've got your Jags. We've got the Jets. We've got the Giants. We've got the Lions, Panthers, Seahawks.
Oof. Let's go with the Seahawks. No.
Okay.
I can't go to Seahawks after that. I got to go to Panthers. I'm going to go to Panthers because I think the Panthers are a really good roster. I think it's all about the quarterback. And I'm really curious to see if Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield is the starter. If it's Baker Mayfield, you get an experienced player who's taking the team to the playoffs. And that certainly matters heading down the stretch. If it's Sam Darnold, then what you're getting is I call a bigger, faster, stronger playmaker at the position. But then it's about, can he curb the turnovers? Because if the quarterback plays well, whoever it is, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, they have enough weapons around him offensively and defensively to get enough wins.
Yeah, I mean, Baker's kind of handling himself like he's the guy that's going to come out on top in this competition. I'm anxious to see it. Let's see how these joint practices go once they get there with the Patriots. That'll be key. All right, so you've got the Ravens and the Panthers. I've got the Broncos, and I'm going to come back. Whew. You know what? I think I'm going to come back, and I'm going to go with the Giants. I know nobody's on the Giants right now. I saw a stat, by the way. Did you see that side-by-side board of Daniel Jones and Josh Allen at the beginning, like through their first 30-something games?
No, I didn't see it.
For everybody kind of kicking dirt on Daniel Jones, when you see that board that pops up, let me put it on the network. Where is it here? Let me find it. I got it copied here. Okay. Through the Daniel Jones, through their first 38 career games, 62.8%. At Josh Allen, 60.2. Passing yards plus rushing yards per game, almost identical, 247, 248. Touchdown to interception, Daniel Jones 45 and 29. Josh Allen 51 and 28. Passer rating 84.3 for Daniel Jones, 86.1 for Josh Allen. Darn near identical. He's going to get a chance to play for the same play caller and Brian Daboll there. So that's interesting. I think Daniel Jones kind of been crapped on a little bit. This will be a big year for him. But of this group of last place teams, I think I'll go with the Giants.
Wow. Look at you with the Giants. The Giants love.
The division's just,
I like what they're doing. I like how they're putting together. I think the biggest reason the Giants could be a viable contender coming out of that division is because Wink Martindale. I think what he can do creatively with that defense, he has some weapons at his disposal. Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari. Those four defenders can give people problems, and I expect them to give them problems.
All right, keep it going here. Let's go finish these up. Who we got left here? We've got the Jets. We've got the Lions. We've got the
I'm
Seahawks
with the
and
Lions.
Jags.
I'm gonna go with the Lions. I'm gonna go with the Lions after that. And the reason I'm going with the Lions is because Dan Campbell has the team trending in the right direction. I know they're gonna play hard. I know they're gonna be physical. I believe the quarterback is going to be efficient, and some of the pieces in the passing game are solid fits if they can run the football. But running the football really relies on the offensive line, and I think they quietly have put together one of the best offensive lines in football. I think this offensive line is going to enable them to run the football. They're going to be able to impose their will, and they can chew up the clock, play a little keep away. The Lions going to win some games. I think this is not a big jump, but this is a significant jump for the Lions this year. I think they get close to the 800 mark, to the 500 mark. I think they get close to 8-9, 9-8.
Yeah, a lot of young players in key roles. We'll see how they respond. I'm going to go with your Jags just so you can get grief next time you go to Duval that I took the Jags before you did. Here is my third pick. Again, this is a team.
I can't beat a homer. I can't beat a homer all the time.
3-14 last year. I mean, they're not going 14-3, but I think they can double their win total. I think they could get to 6 wins. So I've got the Jags. That leaves us 2 teams left. You've got the Jets and we've got the Seahawks. Buck, what are you thinking?
Let's go with this. Let's go with the Jets. And the reason why is because I think the Jets have done some really good stuff when it comes to helping the quarterback. Zach Wilson is going to be a major player. I think he'll get better in his second season as he gets really, really comfortable. And then it's about just putting it together, man, just finishing it. That defense has to play well. I think if they get all that going, I think they got a chance.
All right, so you got Ravens, Panthers, Lions, Jets. I've got Broncos, Giants, Jags, and I'll take the Seahawks off your hands. Seahawks last year 7-10. Obviously, Russell Wilson's gone. They bring in a bunch of other pieces. Pete Carroll kind of gets re-energized when he has young guys. I think that'll help. I think this team gets better as they go along, but I don't think they win the 7 games they won last year. I think this team's below that line. So there you have it. There's all the last place teams.